Hi everyone, the small engine mechanic here. Today we are going to be working indoors on this John Deere because it has been raining all day long. So let's get started. First, we're going to unplug and remove the spark plugs. Then we will remove the valve covers. Be sure to discard the old valve cover gaskets. On this valve cover, we will need to remove the fuel pump pulse hose. All you do is slide the hose down and it will disconnect. Now we can remove the valve cover. And be sure to discard this valve cover gasket also. This is the intake valve and we need to rotate the engine until the valve cycles in, and then back out. Then we will insert a tool into the spark plug hole, and continue to rotate the engine clockwise until the tool is pushed out. On Briggs & Stratton engines, when setting the top dead center, you actually will have to drop the cylinder down about 1/4 of an inch. Now, we will use a 5/1000 filler gauge to check the gap. Both intake and exhaust are very loose. To adjust them we will need a T40 Torx bit and a 1/2-inch wrench. Use the 1/2-inch wrench to loosen the jam nut. Use the T40 Torx bit to adjust the valve clearance until you feel some resistance on the filler gauge. Then tighten the jam nut while holding the Torx bit. Remove the tools and check to see if there is resistance. If there is too much resistance and the filler gauge will not fit, you must readjust. If it is too loose you must readjust also. This one feels perfect. So let's repeat on the exhaust side. It might take some time and multiple tries to get it right, but once you do you will not have to readjust these for a long time. This is the exhaust and this is the intake. Rotate the engine until your intake goes in and comes back out. Then continue to rotate until your tool goes out and back in 1/4 of an inch. Now we are ready to check these valves. As you can tell, they are both very loose. So conducting the same routine we did on the other head, we will adjust these. The intake is good. Now we just need to adjust the exhaust. And there we have it. If your valve cover has these lines going across it, you will need to use a gasket. If not, you can use RTV silicone. Reinstall the valve covers. Always start the screws by hand. And on the other valve cover, be sure to reconnect the fuel pulsating line first. We will be installing Champion RC12YC spark plugs. Be sure to start these by hand also. And reconnect the spark plug wires. Remove the filter cover and the filter. We will be installing Briggs & Stratton part number 499468S as in SAM. Be sure the seal is flat, then reinstall the air cover. Next, we will be replacing the fuel filter. Use a pair of vice grips to pinch off the fuel supply line. Using another pair of pliers, remove the hose clamps. Sometimes these clamps can be very stubborn. Then work the hoses off of the filter. And there you have it. The new filter we are installing is a directional fuel filter. Be sure to connect it in the right direction. Then replace the two hose clamps. And release the vice grips. Now we will start the engine to get the oil warm. I am using a siphon vacuum pump to extract the oil. If you do not have one, this is the drain. You simply pull out and twist and the oil will pour. Put an oil absorbent pad under the filter and remove the filter. We will be installing a Briggs & Stratton oil filter part number 492932S. Be sure to apply some oil to the rubber seal. And install the filter only tightening hand tight. We will be installing 2 quarts of 10W34 cycle engine oil. We will need to start the engine and let it run for approximately 30 seconds. Now, we can check the oil level. This level is half full, so we will put the remaining oil into the engine. And now the level is at the full mark. I hope this was useful. If it was, please give us a thumbs up. So until next time.
It looks like another one is good to go.